Hi guys, welcome to my brand guide in Season 4. I hope you have a lot of fun and learn a thing or two. First we'll talk about the overview. Then we'll talk about his build, we'll talk about the lane phase and the team fights. If you want to see a particular one, click on the one on the left. Okay, Brand has a great burst potential. He's also a very strong mid-game champion and is a huge threat in 1 vs 2 and team fights because of his ult. Unfortunately, he's really squishy, and in addition to that he doesn't have any escape abilities. In order to make up for that, you have to choose specific runes and masteries, which we will talk about now. I chose movement speed quintessences to make up for his lack of escape abilities. Then I also chose armor and magic resist per level to make him a little bit less fragile, and in the end I chose magic penetration runes to enhance his burst potential. I choose 9 points in utility because they provide you with the mana you need to properly harass the enemy. Brand is a burst champion and he functions a bit like LeBlanc because he's supposed to burst enemies down in an instant with all his spells at once. This means you need a lot of AP and a lot of magic penetration. Sorcerer's Shoes and Fountain Eyes provide you with magic penetration, HP and AP, which make them the perfect start. Then you should try to get Void Staff and Yand's Torment, because both items provide you with a lot of MP and AP and HP. Alright, now that we have some magic penetration and ability power, we should concentrate on some more defensive stats. For example, you should buy Zhonya's against champions like Zed, or Banshee's Veil against LeBlanc. Of course, if the enemy team has a lot of stun like Amumu, or for example they have like Morgana, then you should probably get Banshee's Veil because those snares or stuns are gonna kill you. Okay, for the last item you should probably go for Realized Scepter because it's a really good combination of AP and HP, plus it gives you a lot of another slow, which is really strong in team fights. Okay, let's start with some basics about Brand. First things first, you should start with Doran's Ring and its 2 health pots. Of course you should also start with the Worst Trinket. I chose Flash and Heal and not Flash and Ignite, because I think in most situations you burst the enemy down in an instant and you do not need Ignite for that. That would just be an overkill. Heal is much better because you have much more survivability, and that's generally a really good thing. One thing about Brand you should always remember is that he's really good at punishing. In this situation, Fizz is trying to last it, which you can use as a really good trait. Use Pillar of Flame to harass him and he will automatically back off. Of course, Fizz is still trying to last it, and because he's staying under his tower he thinks he's safe. Well, he's wrong. We could use Pillar of Flame here, but it's a lot of mana and we don't want to waste everything at once, so let's use auto attack here. Try to harass him as much as you can and punish him for every little mistake he does. This way you will maintain lane dominance and eventually win the lane. Keep in mind that there is an enemy jungler and that you should also ward the bushes if you're pushing, like I am. So this is where it becomes interesting. Fizz thinks he has the upper hand, so he's trying to initiate. He uses his Q ability, which makes him a little bit less dangerous because he cannot escape with his Q anymore. Now he only has his E ability to escape. Plus he's ablazed, which now gives you the opportunity to stun him with your Q. Try to kite him. It's very important that you should not deal any damage with his auto hits. Now you should also try to stun him with the Q and dodge his E, which is his most damage dealing ability at this level. Now once you've dodged his E, he has no abilities left. Now you can just kite him and use all your spells plus your summoner's heal. Well, you might be asking yourself, why did he use a summoner heal just in the end? Well, I feared that he would escape if he saw me using summoner heal in the beginning, because he would think, wow, he has a lot of HP now, I cannot kill him. Well, that's why I used it in the end, because he probably thought, yes, he has low HP, now I can easily kill him. And well, that gave me another opportunity in the fight, because I always knew that I would win this fight. The moment I see that Kha'Zix is trying to gank me, because he pings, I'm immediately backing off. So now I'm trying to bait Fizz into the bush where Kha'Zix is standing. So I move to the left, because Fizz is automatically moving to the right, because he doesn't want to stand next to me. So now Kha'Zix has the perfect opportunity to gank, because Fizz is standing in his direction. Now he's even running in, and that's an easy kill for me. I'm trying to move over there because I thought that he was not gonna flash over there, but he didn't, so I figured that Kha'Zix is gonna finish him off alone. I also tried to get bot attention, because maybe he would get away, but that was not the case. At this point I want to show you the mid-game burst potential that Brand actually has. I only had to kite them while my ulti did all the work. Now all it needed was a poppy Q to finish him off. Lucian dashed in my direction, which was a huge mistake, and because I bursted Ezreal, he wasn't gonna follow. All I needed was another E and a Q and a Taric stun to finish Lucian off. Summing up, you should always try to apply the same techniques you use in the early game in team fights. Take advantage of people who overextend, or use the gap closer as an initiate, for example with a WQ so he gets stunned. Because you're squishy and have no capabilities, always keep in mind that there are probably one or two guys who are after you, so don't initiate if you do not have the vision. Once you know that they're not around, you should definitely react when you get a chance, especially when they don't have their escape spell ready. Then you should just throw in your ult and have fun. Okay, I hope you liked the guide and maybe learned a thing or two. And if you did, like the video, and if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer it for you, and I'll see you guys next time with another champion.